The Dual Sheath Redux, a mod that brings a vast improvement to the vanilla game and works very well with dual wield improved animations and other animation mods. Swords, even two of them, get on the back, quivers with arrows and daggers get on the butt. NPCs carry their shields on their backs too. The process of getting it to work in Skyrim Special Edition is a bit more complex. I strongly encourage you to watch the mother of all Dual Sheath Redux videos by Gamer Poets and the video by Slotability, both linked in the description first. Afterwards, you will feel much more confident when proceeding with my instructions here, aimed at Special Edition of Skyrim. This tutorial is aimed at users who successfully completed the Tuko guide or have other significant experience with modding Skyrim with Mod Organizer. The tutorial is divided into two videos, of which this one, the first, is obligatory, while the second one is optional and for purists. Videos on bashed patch creation and rebuilding and the installation and usage of FNIS are linked in the description. If Vrybash, FNIS or SSE Edit do not ring a bell for you, I suggest starting the Tuko guide from the very start, so you get familiar with the routines, because now we are taking a deep dive. The mod requirements for the Dual Sheath Redux to work is the XP32 maximum skeleton, FNIS behavior, creature pack, spells, and I also recommend PCA one hand overhaul and the dual wield improved animation SSE. If you already have XP32 maximum skeleton installed, please reinstall it so that it matches the Dual Sheath Redux animations. I show you how to do that. Once you install or reinstall it, this interactive installer will pop up. Click next. I choose no skeleton rig map or the other. I don't use bouncing butts or these other options here. I do use Joy of Perspective. If you use it, then select it. Now weapon positions. I want belt fastened quivers, back hip daggers and back swords. Next and next. All the options in this step are pre-selected, so just click next and install. If you are reinstalling XP32 maximum skeleton, then choose replace. That's it. Now the FNIS behavior installation is covered by two videos linked in the description. We will move on to the PCA one hand overhaul and reinstall it. That also comes with an interactive installer. Pretty combat animations one hand overhaul. Next, now we got to choose Guardian or Weapon Master. Choose Guardian. Now the default equip style: Guardian one hand, Guardian dual wield. That is to be chosen according to what playstyle you utilize. I go with the first option. Now the dagger equip style, also first option. And now the back sheet equip style for custom skeleton. Here you have for dual wield, so I also choose the Guardian one hand style. The back sheet equip style option for daggers, you can choose this or that. And here the extra options of one hand block and one hand sprint. I will choose them both. Dual wield sprint options, type A, OK, and install and replace. This is how I get the PCA installed, so I choose always the first option. Now the dual wield improved animation. I reinstall it as well. So now the mod prerequisites are ready. As mentioned, FNIS installation is covered in the video linked in the description. You need them to be in this order, then they will work fine. You will need 7-zip. Download it here, link is in the video description. After installing it, you might need to go to your C drive program files, 7-zip. Right click on 7zfm.exe, send to create desktop shortcut. It might not be created automatically. Then open the 7-zip file manager, go to tools, options and associate or archives with 7-zip by clicking the plus here. Confirm with OK. You will need Java 32 and 64-bit, link in the description. You will need creation kit for Skyrim install. Go to Bethesda.net, join or sign in, then download the launcher, install it, sign in. Accept the agreements. And from the launcher, click here on the creation kit for Skyrim and then click install, which will appear here instead of play because I have it already installed. Then you will need NIF Optimizer, download the file SSE NIF Optimizer, link to this page is in the description, extract it somewhere and we will use it from there. Then get the Assist mod from here, link is in the description. Do not install this in your game, we will just take something from it. And finally Dual Sheath Redux, the old Rim mod, also get it, but do not install in your Skyrim yet. Now we will move Skyprods and I'll show you how we do that. First of all, open the original Dual Sheath Redux mod that you downloaded with 7-zip, and I will put it on one side. Then open the Assist mod with 7-zip and I will put it on the other side. Here I have my Dual Sheath, here I have my Assist. Go into data using 7-zip, go into base mod, go into Skyrim patchers, go into Dual Sheath Redux and double click the jar file Dual Sheath Redux patch jar. In the other 7-zip where we have the Assist open, go into data, go into Skyrim patchers, go into Assist and go into Assist jar. Now go back to Dual Sheath Redux archive, click on the Skyrim and delete it. When you hit delete on your keyboard, you will be asked for confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete Skyproc? Okay, and it's gone from the archive. That's the power of 7-zip. Now go back to the Assist archive and click on the Skyproc folder here and drag it over to Dual Sheath Redux. You will receive a confirm file copy dialog. Click yes. Close both windows. At the end you receive this. File Dual Sheath Redux jar was modified. Do you want to update the archive? Click OK. You can confirm that your archive was changed when you see today's date as the modification date in the new file, and also the size changed from the original 47128 kilobytes to 47159 kilobytes. I advise to rename the file straight away to Assist Edit 1 so that you don't confuse the two files in the coming steps. Now I will extract the Dual Sheath Redux with the edited Skyproc, 7-zip, extract here. And this data folder here is the extracted Dual Sheath Redux, including our already made Skyproc edit. Now navigate where you have extracted NIF Optimizer, run it. In NIF Optimizer, navigate to where you extracted the Dual Sheath, already edited. So this is the data folder, click select folder, and now as I can see the data folder, which is the extracted Dual Sheath, is selected. Leave the default options. You can see here an option head parts only. This mod does not contain any head parts. If it would, then it would be a bit more complicated. If you optimize head parts the standard way, then the game will crash. So if you would like to optimize other mods and they contain head parts, you will need to do a little more than that. For Dual Sheath Redux it is enough that we have the right folder selected, so the entire data folder of the extracted mod, and head parts deselected, all the options here as they were by default. I can click optimize. Optimization finished. I can close NIF Optimizer, navigate to the Dual Sheath Redux data, this is the mod, and right click on it, 7-zip, add to archive, Dual Sheath Redux, Assist Edit, NIF Optimized, so that I know that this is the further version of the file that I'm going to use from now on. As you can see, the size has changed from 47 megabytes to 35 megabytes. Now it's time to move the Dual Sheath Redux as is edit NIF Optimized 7Z into the place where I download and keep the mods that I installed with Mod Organizer. Once the mod is there, I can switch to my Downloads tab in the right pane of Mod Organizer. I do not query info for this, as this is a custom mod and it stems from Oldrim. I can double click and install it. We will receive some options in the interactive installer, whether I want to install the patcher and vanilla meshes, and whether I want to automatically install patches for mods that I have. I select it as well. Click next. Do you use a swords on back skeleton? Yes, I do. Skyrim weapon the LARPification project? No. Standalone mods. The options here should be selected pretty much automatically. As I see, campfire is selected and I indeed have it. Frostfall is not selected. I select Frostfall. Immersive armors is selected, that's good, I don't have immersive weapons. So if you are to install any of those mods in the future, you will need to redo this Dual Sheath Redux installation to include any further possible patches. Now I click install. The mod is installed. I can move it now to my character overhaul mods below the dual wield improved animation and activate it. A new plugin was installed, Dual Sheath Redux ESP. That means I need to sort the load order with loot. The load order was sorted. I can see that Dual Sheath Redux went behind Realistic Water 2, so I can continue. Before we continue, open your main game directory where your Skyrim exe and your data folder is, and find the file creationkit.ini, because we already have creationkit installed, we did that before. Creationkit.ini, open it, and under the general section, just almost at the end here, add this line: b allow multiple master loads equals 1. We will need it for the next operations. Of course, save the ini file. Now we will be resaving Dual Sheath Redux ESP in CreationKit for it to be compatible with Skyrim Special Edition. Before doing so, before resaving an ESP, always open it up first in SSE Edit. I will select none, then I will only select the Dual Sheath Redux and open. And check what its masters are. So expand the tree, go to file header, and here you will see the masters, master files. And as you can see, Skyrim ESM and update ESM. That means we will not need to ESMify any plugins. If there would be any ESP master, then we would need to ESMify this master first. So in that case we can continue. I will close SSE Edit, and now I will open Dual Sheath Redux ESP in CK. So I am opening CreationKit now. Once CreationKit opened, click the open file here, then search for Dual Sheath Redux. I do it by clicking somewhere and hitting the letter D until I see the right plugin, Dual Sheath Redux ESP. Double click this field here to select it and set as active file and click OK. Now it will open. It will take a long time and there will be several error messages. Unless it's complaining about missing masters, click yes to all to any error message you see. That is perfectly normal for CreationKit. There we go. Animation byte turn right on race undead dragon race has no preheat frame event. Yes to all. And so on. Click yes to all if you encounter further error messages. After we are through all the error messages, we will get a summary of them. We can just close it. The mod is now opened in the CreationKit, and all we need to do at this point is click Save and close CreationKit. Saving done, it closed, and our mod is now resaved and converted to Skyrim Special Edition. Now that our mod is resaved in CK, we can create the exe for the Dual Sheath Redux Patcher. To do it, let's click on the Data tab here in the right pane of Mod Organizer. Scroll down until we reach the subdirectory Skyproc Patchers. Expand the tree, expand Dual Sheath Redux Patch, right click on the Dual Sheath Redux Patch.jar, add as executable and name it Dual Sheath Redux. I name it Patcher, like that. Click OK. Now the patcher appears on the list here. I can choose it and even add it to the toolbar. It was already added. Yeah, you can do it if you want. Now we are ready to run the patcher tool. You can choose it from the drop-down list and click Run. This is how it looks. The only thing we need to click here is patch, and it will happen. Will take a while. And the patcher tool is done. Scroll down, double click my override, and I see this data over here. It's basically Skyproc Patchers folder and the ESP, a new ESP, the Dual Sheath Redux Patch ESP. So I can close, and after making sure that the override contains only the product of this tool, I can right click override, create mod, and name it Dual Sheath Redux Patch. Now the mod is here. I can tick it and move it right here. Patch is installed. Let's look what it contains. It contains Dual Sheath Redux ESP and the folder Skyproc Patchers. If it contains an ESP, let's look at the ESPs. And the new ESP is always in the end of the list, the one that just jumped in. And we will now run loot to set user rules for them to run after bashed patch. This is now loot open. Let's scroll down. Let's take the Dual Sheath Redux first, edit metadata, load after, type in the exact name of our bashed patch ESP. So this is bashed, and when I start typing, I can click and it's here. And then click the save button here. Do the same for the Dual Sheath Redux. 3 dots, edit metadata, load after, bashed patch 0 ESP, and save. I can close loot. And now, when I sort the load order, I can see the Dual Sheath Redux and Dual Sheath Redux Patch ESP are correctly loaded after the bashed patch. So now I can rebuild it. I can enable all. If you need disabling any plugins, like in my case it's Dindulot and Dindulot ESM, they cannot be enabled for rebuilding of the bashed patch. You can now run drybash and the Dual Sheath Redux patch will be reported as a Form 43 old version plugin, but it is okay. I was told by experienced users to have it like that, and since it is after the bashed patch, it will not be incorporated into the bashed patch, so I can rebuild the patch. The patch was rebuilt, and as you can see, the last mod in the bashed patch is now the RAOLE patch, which is over here before the bashed patch, and the Dual Sheath Redux mods are not included in that. I can click OK and close it, enable my Dindulot, ESP and ESM, and the game is ready to be played. And as far as the Dual Sheath Redux patch ESP is concerned, you don't need to worry about the Form 43, it is okay for it to appear there. The game test was already done and the footage is in the beginning of the video. Thank you for watching, subscribe the channel if you like this kind of content, because more is to come. Thanks for all the guys who supported me ironing out some of the things in this video. You can visit us on Discord, the link is in the video description, so have fun out there.